Hey guys, Saiyan here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we are going to be testing AGL Bardock with his EZA versus Kid Buu. So yeah, this is going to be an interesting one for sure. Actually, I really don't know. I brought this guy because I thought maybe for the for the int phase we could get a little bit of value out of him, although funnily enough he does have an unarmed super attack. But yeah, because he has to get hit first to get his guard to activate. I actually don't know if he even survives taking a hit from STR Kid Buu. So I'm going to go ahead and use this here straight away. Even then, that could be not great for us, but we'll see what we can do. Obviously, having Trunks here on the rotation against STR Kid Buu straight away is not ideal either. Yeah, look at that. We're still taking 60k pre-super. Now, with Bardock, we're trying him out here now on the the Tech Vegeta team from Saiyan Day. It's another one of his 200% leader teams. Because I thought this would be an interesting team, as that, that's a strong team from Saiyan Day. Gets a lot of buffs with the anniversary, so will be even more fun to use once the anniversary comes around. So I thought we'll go ahead and see how well we can do with this team here against Kid Buu. Because when it comes to AGL Bardock, I mean, I think we can all kind of, you guys can place your bets, I guess. But, like, we all know realistically that this Bardock is not going to do very well in this event, because he is not designed for shorter events. Like, he wants to get as many stacks as we can before we then transform him into the Super Saiyan Bardock. And unfortunately, we're obviously not going to be able to get a lot of stacks in with him, because we only get 2 turns against the STR Kid Buu, and then it's Int Kid Buu time. So I think what we have to do here is we have to do this. I think King Vegeta might actually be able to eat the super at the end here, without using the item again, because I kind of want to keep the item for the next turn against Int Kid Buu. So we'll see what happens here. Obviously, Vegeta gets a large defensive buff when he gets hit, although not as large because we started the turn on lower HP. But then we get our supers off here and we get a bit of extra defense. So I think we should be fine post super. It's good really that there was only 1 attack in slot 1, but I mean the thing is, King Vegeta is very good, and like post super attack he's got very solid defense, especially with the Vegeta on rotation, and then with the AGL orbs picked up he does have his full damage reduction for the turn. But I'm still not sure. Plus, it's extreme versus extreme and he's AGL. Like, if any banner unit is going to eat this super without an item active, King Vegeta does at least have the possibility to do so. And at least we take double-digit damage from all the rest of the attacks on the turn. But that's the other thing, as we always mention with this Kid Buu fight, you've got to be careful, not just about having like a good starting rotation, having units that are not going to get completely locked out by Int Kid Buu being immune to unarmed supers, but there's also the fact that he's always going to be supering you in slot 3 on the second turn. So 81k, I'll take that. And now this is where it starts to get a little bit scary. So what are the chances that he just supers straight away? And the thing is, this is the other problem, is we can't even transform straight away, because he transforms on turn 4 or immediately if there's a Wicked Bloodline enemy. And against Kid Buu, that is neither of those things. So realistically, you want him to be on turn 2, so he at least gets 1 turn against STR Kid Buu, so he can get at least 1 or 2 stacks. And then, yeah, I think unfortunately, because we started the turn on lower HP, this Gohan's not going to have guard either. I brought him on the team because, like, he lowers attack with both of his supers, and I thought he could maybe be a little bit more useful against Kid Buu, but of course he immediately super attacks. Oh, Bardock with the dodge. All right, let's go. Okay, so we can't damage him with the super, but we obviously raise our defense. We've got type advantage, and of course now we have the Princess Snake active. Him dodging that super was absolutely fantastic. I love that. So yeah, AGL Bardock, of course, does an unarmed super. 198k. So after 2 super attacks, and bear in mind, Kid Buu, he builds up attack after getting hit, but he only got hit twice, and he's doing 200k. And that's with the links and support from physical Bardock active. So yeah, that's a bit spicy, isn't it? So do we want to keep the Princess Snake? I like having the heal and a bit of damage reduction. Maybe we should just use a damage reduction item so we can get through. I don't know. We'll jump in again here. I had to reset once because he was in slot 7. Now he's on turn 2. So this is more ideal for us. Although looking at who's on the rotation, I guess we'd have to get Tech Vegeta to eat the super on the next turn, which again is not really super ideal here for us. But I mean, what else could I do at this point? I didn't mean to do that. Not do that would have been a good start. All right, well, I'm going to do this because now he's not going to get his on super buff, so that's going to be really bad. Gohan at least has guard. He still takes 61k as well. But bear in mind, he's an older unit, right? His EZA is over a year old at this point, I believe, right? He came out, yeah, it was after the New Year's 2022 when Gohan and Piccolo came out, right? He got it first on JP. And he's taking the same kind of damage as AGL Bardock took in slot 1 when AGL Bardock is a 2024 Dokkan Fest exclusive EZA. And they have similar defense turn 1. So, not ideal. But again, this all comes back to the problem, as we discussed in his showcase video, as we talked about a little bit more on the podcast last night. If he wasn't restricted to low-class warriors, then it wouldn't be so bad, right? If his restriction for getting his extra attack, which is not really that important, but the extra damage reduction, then if it was like pure Saiyans, we'd have what? Well, I mean, I would have built the team slightly differently because we've got 2 Vegetas. Well, actually, no, we got 2 Vegetas. We got King Vegeta, we got Bardock, and then AGL Bardock himself. So if his thing was pure Saiyans and not low-class warriors, we would have his full passive active. He actually does share a lot of links with Vegeta as well. Like, if we weren't going to get supered in slot 3, which again is an issue with the Kid Buu fight, this would be a pretty good rotation, like these two together. Ideally, this is the rotation I would like to run, but because we're going to get supered in slot 3, I mean, if Trunks gets 3 supers, he gets 30% damage reduction of his own, but then he has 55 from this, he's going to have 30 from this, he's going to have like 60. He probably still dies, and that's if he gets all the supers, which he probably won't. So I think we have to do this and just hope that Vegeta can eat it. Maybe I should have changed the item and just brought a Whis, because the healing is nice, but having the damage reduction for the 2 turns is probably going to be the most beneficial, because at least for Vegeta, he gets his defense as he's being attacked. So obviously he does benefit from that heal. But yeah, what a bad turn. This Kid Buu fight is absolutely brutal, because for a lot of different reasons, right? Like, if you bring physical units that could be good against Int Kid Buu, then you have to make sure they don't get absolutely destroyed by STR Kid Buu. And then you get the super in slot 3, which you have to plan ahead for. And if you get a terrible starting rotation for your second turn, you're basically using an item or dying. And then, and only then, you get onto the int phase, where you're then fighting like the hardest hitting boss on Global. Absolutely crazy. But yeah, very punishing fight here. So we'll see. We're only at about half HP. I genuinely don't know. At least it's post super. I'm not sure how well Vegeta tanks this, but obviously if he gets a couple of supers off here, we do get a bit of extra defense. At least his passive works in the way that he does get the defense before he actually takes the first attack. Otherwise, if he had to get hit first to get his defensive boost, he would absolutely be getting crushed here. Yeah, we still took 290k. Okay. I'm actually surprised we survived, but okay. Only just. You don't have guard this turn. I guess we have to do this, but we have no item, so I'm pretty sure we're just dead. So we give you your orbs here, and then I guess we give you, it doesn't really matter because at least you lower attack on both your supers, so we'll give you AGL orbs as well. 89k. Okay, and then it drops to 23, which isn't bad, but obviously still means death. All right, well, as we are burning through our attempts here, we will bust out some support in the terms of a support memory and also the items. I think we will change to just having a Whis, and we'll just use one on the first turn. But yeah, you can see here, like, not some units and some teams are just not made for Kid Buu. I did a video not long ago using the Tech Vegeta team against Kid Buu. And I called the video something like has he been power crept already? And so many people in the comments were like, oh, this is bait. Like, this is a bait title. But like, Vegeta, I mean, you can see in even just, it was in that video, otherwise I wouldn't have called it that, right? I don't do like bait titles and stuff. Even in this run, you can see like it's not even necessarily Vegeta's fault because his design overall is pretty good. But even against STR Kid Buu, if you're coming into the turn and you're on lower HP, like he's taking damage from his attacks. And on this Vegeta team, like he's the unit that wants to be the slot 1 unit, right? So if he's then taking damage from some of these attacks, that's really not good for us here overall. So we'll pop a Whis because that protects us for the first 2 turns. Then we can do this, do this. Okay, I want to get Key for Trunks, but at least that still leaves enough orbs. We only need 3 AGL orbs for King Vegeta, so that leaves him the orbs there. Now, obviously, on this turn, where we're going to only take normal straight away, we've got the support from King Vegeta. Like, here, obviously, we're looking good. You know, nothing really bad about Vegeta for this fight against STR Kid Buu with the right rotations to start with, right? Especially on turn 1, where you're coming into it on full HP. Like, he's obviously going to look very good. Trunks, of course, with the damage reduction we already have from the Whis, Trunks should be okay here. And then, of course, we all know King Vegeta is an absolute boss. And then with a Whis, I mean, with a Whis active, he has 100% damage reduction anyway, right? Because Whis is 40%, and then I believe it is 60. I should double check his passive, but I think it's 60 with the 3 AGL orbs, right? So that means with a Whis active, as long as you get those 3 orbs, King Vegeta is actually invincible. Although, of course, I realise now that does mean that the next rotation is very bad for the Kid Buu Super. So we're probably going to have to float off Vegeta, which is annoying, but it is what it is, I guess. Because, yeah, who else is going to be eating the Super on this turn? I mean, Bardock, maybe, but we don't want to float him. You've got the Whis active, so, I mean, hopefully you don't take too much from the first hit and then you just get your guard. But, yeah, it's not an ideal setup here, is it? So we'll do that. Just get as many same type orbs as possible. We've still got the Whis up, so the first hit still does 290k, okay, and then drops to double digits. Vegeta at 50% HP. I mean, we saw on the previous run, he was taking a bit of damage around this kind of level of HP, but that was without the Whis active, so I think Vegeta should be fine to tank here on this turn. And then Bardock. I mean, base Bardock, the attack stat, not terrible. But of course, as again, we discussed in the showcase video for him and everything, with no low-class warrior ally on the rotation, you're not getting the chance to do that extra super, which means you're completely relying on the hidden potential for him to get an additional super attack, which he did not do. So that means he only gets 1 stack of his defense before we get to Kid Buu. And then, because I said about, you know, ideally you want him on turn 2 so that his first turn against Int Kid Buu is turn 4 and he can transform. But then, of course, on the flip side of that as well, is that then he's appearing on what is essentially Int Kid Buu's second turn, which means he'll have already been hit a whole bunch of times and then be more attack boosted. So it's going to be pretty scary. I floated off of Vegeta. I mean, I guess I could end up with a double Vegeta rotation because this is safer than putting Gohan in slot 1 is not really something that I want to do. We have 426k defense start of turn, which isn't terrible. So if I do this and then do this. See, I want to make sure we survive the turn because this is the only problem with bringing a Whis as the defensive item is I want to see how good defensively Bardock will be. But if I use a Whis now, then obviously it will be active on the next turn. Oh, the friend is not level 10 links. That's very disappointing. But yeah, we'll go ahead and use it now just so we can hopefully get a bit more set up. Start getting some other passives and stuff. Of course, he's super attacked straight away. But alright, so how much does this do with the Whis? 400k defense. He's got no buffs yet. 25k, okay, that's fine. And then we take the normals for double digits. I love that as well, though. I'll talk about this in every Kid Buu video probably forever. But I love that Dokkan's distinction of what is an unarmed super attack and what isn't just seems to be all over the place. So Vegeta flies in, elbows him in the back of the head. That's not an unarmed super attack, apparently. Like, what? Some that should be are not, and some that really shouldn't be are, and it's very strange, but I mean, there you go, it is what it is. Now, AGL Gohan, as I say, well, the whole reason of him being on the team is he does lower attack. So that should be somewhat helpful here. And then Trunks getting his own damage reduction on top of the Whis. He should be fine as well. It's kind of funny because with Kid Buu, I suppose realistically, you want to be bringing characters, firstly, if you can, who lower attack. But secondly, as much as you want to kill him and get him, like, get the stage beaten as quickly as possible, characters who do a lot of additional attacks, you're obviously just giving him more buffs. So you want to make sure your characters, ideally you want to be bringing the characters who maybe only attack once or twice in a turn, but are doing like the big attack stat, like numbers. And then that's what's going to help him out the most. But we're going to go ahead and transform. We have got the support from King Vegeta. Funnily enough, in base, they share 5 links, which is very good, because obviously King Vegeta has almost the same link set as Tech Vegeta, so they link really well. So of course, Bardock linking well with Tech Vegeta means that he links very well with King Vegeta. And King Vegeta, of course, supports all pure Saiyans, as well as Vegeta family. So this rotation is getting the support. Bardock is at 435k after the 1 super attack, which is obviously not anything particularly impressive. I need to make sure that the AGL orbs go to King Vegeta, so we'll keep those in the middle there. We'll go ahead and transform into Super Saiyan Bardock. So now once we transform, we've got 36% damage reduction for 2 turns. Now obviously 5 turns. Now with the Whis active, that means of course that on this turn, Bardock has 75% damage reduction. So even if he doesn't dodge, he shouldn't really be taking a lot of damage here. His defense is now 521k. So he linked up with this guy. They share every single link except for one, which is Team Bardock for you. Is it? No, you've got Saiyan Pride. What's the link that you guys are sharing? Is it Saiyan Lineage? Yeah, Saiyan Lineage they share. So thanks to King Vegeta, we have every single link active. 521k defense, and then he is greatly raising on Super. So obviously with the Whis active on this turn, he would be fine. I think without the Whis active, we're looking at what? He's going to be at like 750k defense post Super. With 36% damage reduction. I mean, that will enable him to tank Kid Buu's normals, I think almost all the way up until he's fully built up. But yeah, of course, physical Bardock coming in, and I should have just put AGL Bardock in slot 1. I wanted that extra link active, but of course, Kid Buu with his supering in slot 1 immediately, ruining our day. I mean, this is one of those things, right? Like these videos, the showcases against Kid Buu, a lot of them have been like this, and unfortunately a lot of them are going to be like this because some of these units and some of these teams just are not good against Kid Buu. But that is the point of the videos, right? To show these units and which ones can work and which ones don't. And unfortunately, Bardock doesn't seem to work very well. Obviously, you know, physical Bardock is not a unit that has been particularly meta relevant for quite some time, so using him is potentially a mistake. But man, am I going to even be able to get 3 AGL orbs? If I do that, are they going to connect? Nope. So I'm going to have to drop these. Man, it's tough out here. All right, there we go. So they didn't actually drop down on the side that I wanted, but at least we got them on that side. Although, of course, as I say, with the Whis active, it actually doesn't even matter now anyway, right? Like King Vegeta's not going to take damage regardless of whether we got the 3 orbs or not, because we've got type advantage. His defense post super is good enough that with the Whis and then the damage reduction he would have got, because he gets damage reduction for 3 orbs and more damage reduction if those are 3 AGL orbs. So as long as you get 3 AGL orbs, he has his full passive active. 100k is actually not that bad. I mean, that's the support from King Vegeta coming in clutch there as well. King Vegeta, of course, not putting out as big a numbers if there's no Vegeta on the rotation, but he's still going to be more than capable here for slot 3. And then who do we have on this turn? Oh, God. And, of course, I put the animations back on for Bardock's transformation, so we get to watch Trunks' intro. And then the super's going to be in slot 3, where who are we going to have to take the super? I guess it's going to have to be AGL Gohan. I mean, he's going to have his guard, and we've got the Whis active, so because I don't want to have to float off the Vegeta, because it seems the other Vegeta was in slot 7, so I am basically going to have to do this. So we'll do that, grab those for you, grab those for you, just to get that little bit of extra HP here. We know that Vegeta will be fine, because we're basically on full health, and we've got the Whis, so he's going to get pretty much fully built up here, and then get a couple of attacks off. But man, I'm a bit worried about Gohan in slot 3. I mean, he's got his guard, he's got type advantage, he's going to get some defense from doing his super attacks, and we got the Whis active. But I imagine he's probably still going to take at what, like 200k, maybe less. Maybe I'm underestimating him a little bit, but because of course this Kid Buu can't be attack lowered, it's only the int one. So the fact that Gohan lowers attack doesn't make any difference for the end of this turn here. But obviously we're not going to risk putting Trunks there. Of course I say that, and I bet this will be the turn where he gets like 4 supers, so that he would have had like 70% damage reduction overall with the Whis, and then probably would have been fine. But no, he did a bunch of additional normals as well, so I guess that's fair. Alright, so Gohan, what have you got for me? How much damage are you going to take here? Let's see. Another super maybe? Nope. Of course, can't get a little bit of extra defense, no. Alright, well. How much is this doing? Oh, 0? Okay, well, alright, Gohan. I'll take that. Okay, so this will be an interesting turn. So this is Bardock with no ability to transform, but we've got the 5 links from Vegeta and the links from the physical Bardock. So we've got every link except for experienced fighters active here, which is pretty good. I think this is our last attempt, because the thing is, I do really want to see how well he would actually tank here. But what's going to be the problem for Bardock is we're going to get, let's say we do only get the 1 super, which is what I think is probably likely. We get 50% defense raise, so he goes up to what, like 600k, or just under 550-ish, something like that. But Vegeta's going to attack like 3 or 4 times potentially, which gives Kid Buu multiple buffs, which then means Bardock is not tanking Kid Buu's normals for double-digit damage. I think what we do here is we'll use the Whis, because then we can get back around to this rotation and actually see Super Saiyan Bardock, and then we won't have an item active, and then we can see how well Super Saiyan Bardock does. And by that point, you know, Kid Buu's going to have quite a decent bit of build up, so we really will get to see what sort of damage he's taking, like if he's not dodging these attacks. Ideally in slot 2 and post super, because once he transforms, of course, we get the greatly raised for the turn. But yeah, it's going to be a little bit scary, I think, for him. This turn we should be okay because of the Whis, but this is where you really want those additional supers coming in. And unfortunately, you know, with no team Bardock, no low-class warrior allies on the rotation, no low-class warrior allies on the team to give him damage reduction, you know, he still takes 40 to 50k with a Whis active. Damn, okay. And that's on, this is the first turn of Int Kid Buu, so it's not like he's fully built up or anything. Damn. Alright, well, I mean, I think we kind of had already gathered at this point, but seems to go without saying, I guess, that he's not good against Kid Buu, right? I feel like I don't need to I don't need to stress that point here, do I? I feel like people will get that almost immediately, right? He's just not good against Kid Buu. Can I even get the AGL orbs? Maybe if one more appears here. Oh, let's go. The orbs coming in clutch for King Vegeta. You love to see it. So I've transformed with Vegeta just because we are a little bit stronger here now defensively as well. We didn't get hit first, so we don't get to do the action break or anything. But we should be okay in terms of Vegeta. I mean, we've got the Whis active, right? So Vegeta's going to be fine here. And then, of course, Trunks and King Vegeta. Like, this rotation with, I mean, it comes back to the discussion about items and how powerful items are, right? Because this rotation, Transformed Vegeta, Sword of Hope Trunks, King Vegeta in slot 3. If you have a Whis active, this rotation is invincible, right? From, like, any fight in the game, practically. I mean, I guess big AoE supers might still do some damage for units like Trunks and King Vegeta who aren't the best, like, pre-super. But against a non-AoE boss, like, with a Whis active, this rotation is invincible, right? So we're going to get all our attacks off here. We're obviously going to give Kid Buu a whole bunch of extra buffs. And then we're going to see how well Super Saiyan Bardock is able to do on the next turn. We will transform the other Vegeta and hope that he doesn't get killed in slot 1. Because so far in this video, we haven't even got to see Super Saiyan Bardock actually attack. So the struggle is real out here for AGL Bardock. But as I say, I don't think anyone would be hugely surprised to learn that Bardock is not particularly good against Kid Buu, as he is probably the hardest boss on Global right now, and Bardock essentially has the reputation of being the worst EZA of 2024. So I think what we'll do here then is we might as well let Bardock attack first, although I suppose it depends on the links and everything, because once we do this, what are we looking like here? So linked up with Super Saiyan Vegeta, we get Super Saiyan, Saiyan Pride, Prepared for Battle, Fierce Battle, 500k defense. We don't get any extra links from you. It's literally just Super Saiyan, Prepared for Battle, Fierce Battle. Okay. So in that sense, I guess, I mean, let's just see what happens with Bardock, right? I mean, the worst thing is if we immediately get supered and get hit and die, because I would kind of like to see what he's going to take from normals, but we'll play this out here just so we can make sure we actually get to see Super Saiyan Bardock actually do something. So he's at 500k defense start of turn, 12 million attack stat. So he is effective against all types as well. So that is good. So we get a crit as well. Nice. Because we have that 48% crit chance and 48% dodge chance for the first 5 turns as well. So there's the additional. It's a 70% chance to be a super, which did convert. So that is good. We get the hidden potential as well. So I mean, this is the kind of turn you want to see from Bardock. 13.7. Come on, at least give me one normal before you super. Let me see what you got. No, of course he doesn't. Dodge? He dodged. Okay, good. There's that dodge chance coming in clutch. 48% chance to dodge and 36% damage reduction. So, I mean, transformed, if you get that RNG go your way, like, he got the dodges. So it is unfortunate, like I say, we don't get to see how much damage he actually takes. But, I mean, this kind of, you can say this about any unit, even, you know, weak free-to-play units, if they have built-in dodge. If the RNG goes your way and you get the dodges, then you're all good. But if you don't, I mean, you know, I want credit where credit's due. Like, a couple of big attack stats. They're effective against all types. I think all of them crit. So, a decent bit of damage overall. And then he dodged the super, which is the most important thing. And then he dodged the follow-up normal as well. I would have really liked to see what the normal was going to do damage-wise. But, yeah, Gohan actually just gets obliterated here. And I'm pretty sure that's the last attempt. But there you go. That was AGL Bardock versus Red Zone Kid Buu. I mean, all I really have to say is what we said in the showcase about him in general is when Super Saiyan Bardock comes out, he can be pretty good. But, I mean, we basically had to use items to keep him alive to become Super Saiyan Bardock, which is a little bit unfortunate. But yeah, that's all the attempts for the day. So let me know what you guys think. AGL Bardock versus Kid Buu. I mean, that Super Saiyan turn, that looked pretty good. But it's unfortunately just, as is always the case, I think it's just the bottom line with this guy is his base form sucks. But the Super Saiyan form is kind of good. They could have fixed the base form by making it pure Saiyans instead of low-class warriors. But it is what it is. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comments section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store. And I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.